I'm my zebra girl.
I know you're my zebra girl. Hi, guys. It's Jessica. I do have my daughter here. We're barricaded in my bedroom right now. Go ahead. You can say hello. Say hi.
Zebra.
She even has some pink zebra pajamas on. Today was pajama day. They were new pajamas. Today was pajama day at school, so she happened to find some pink zebra pajamas. Okay, you gotta go over there. All right, so we are going to get started. I'm gonna hope that she's not gonna be too big of a distraction for anybody, me, the dogs who are out there, or anybody who's listening. There is a Star Wars marathon going on downstairs. So we had to hide because the radio is blasting. And where I usually do it, we just can't. So I apologize for being stuck in my bedroom again, and I apologize for having a little monster with me. So, okay, we are going to talk about, I am so sorry. Hold on one second.
Zebra girl.
I don't care. You stop. Okay. Sorry, guys. I did have to put you on pause so I could tell Arabella to stop. Okay. We are going to talk about what we need to do to make 2016 our year. I'm taking an amazing training. Yes, it's paid. It's totally worth its money. I swear. It's $34 a month, I believe, and it's Steve Wiltshire. And there are 9 trainings. I'm only on number 2. So I'm really using this as a guide to help everybody hopefully explode their business and expand and really, really change their lives. Okay, so for those of you maybe who are new to the calls or I haven't met in person, whatever it might be, you probably don't know that I am crazy. I have a little bit of ADHD, or maybe a lot of it. You know, I tend to, my friend Lindsay always does the squirrel from Up. I get sidetracked very, very easily, and I tend to be very fickle about things. So when my husband and I made it to 3 years, he was like, yes, I made it, I'm in. Because I tend to hit my 3-year mark on anything and everything, and then I want to change it up again. So yay, Pink Zebra has made it too. Okay, so what this whole thing, this whole training is about is everything I have come across in the last couple months, and I know I preach it all the time. It's all about planning and the things that you can do if you put a plan into place. We talk about your working out, your weight loss, your eating habits, your saving money, whatever it might be. Everything can happen if you have a plan. And in my mind, before I started taking this training, I was really just planning my job and not my life. And Steve Wiltshire shared the Life Wheel with us, and I did post it on our page. You can Google Life Wheel, and it comes up. You can print it out for my type A people, or I happen to just make this here. I just took a round, I don't know what I'd use, but I use this. Okay, so this is my Life Wheel, and as you can see, my little puzzle piece here, it's a bumpy wheel. And what I really liked about this wheel is it made me look at it and say, okay, my life is pretty unbalanced. Let's take Pink Zebra out of here for a second and just think about your life and what you do. And the parts are your physical environment, your career, your money and finances, your health, your friends and family, your significant other, your personal growth and spirituality, and fun and recreation. And really, you want to rate each one of these on a scale of 1 to 10, and then you color it in based on what it was. If it was a 3, obviously, it'd be a lot closer to the center. If it was a 10, it would be all the way to the top. And then make a list. Okay, so this is a little bit of work for you. I swear it works out. Sit down. You got to give yourself like an hour. Take an hour for yourself, because this isn't about Pink Zebra. This is about you and how to make your 2016 successful, even if it has nothing to do with Pink Zebra, even if you're from another direct sales company or not doing direct sales at all and you just need a little bit of a kick in the pants. Your next question should be, what do I want to achieve if each of these sections was a 10? So what is it that you would be working towards if your physical environment was a 10 or your career was a 10 and your finances were a 10? What would you like to have around? What would you like to do, or what would you like to experience? Where would you like to go, or who do you want to be? And, you know, I thought about that one for a little bit, and I thought, I don't know, I'm pretty good with being Jessica, being myself. You know, I like myself. But then I thought, I'm this awesome right now. If these things were 10s, I'd be super awesome. So really, I'm just trying to better myself. I was just sort of joking. I'm really not that conceited. But there are, this wheel, once it was colored in, it's that tangible something that I can look out and go, oh my, I am not as well balanced as I thought I was. Working from home with Pink Zebra full time, I tend to make my career is like an 8 in my book. And I look at it because I feel like I do it all the time. And then I look at my poor husband, my significant other, and he's like a 3. So, you know, sort of feel bad about that. Or the fact that my fun and recreation section is like zip. Although I do think that some of the fun stuff that I do with my kids, like, I'm happy with that. I like that. But I don't really go out with friends and stuff like that anymore. And obviously my financial section, I like that to be, you know, closer to an 8, 9, or 10. But yeah, so this is a nice tangible way to see where you are in your life, and what sections that you need to work on. So it's not about how much time you have, because we all have the same amount of hours in a day, all the same as Beyonce, but it's how you spend your time and what you focus on. So I know I said this the other day on that little mini thing that I posted, and, you know, maybe really questioning, is it Pink Zebra that's not working, or is it you that's not working? And again, I wasn't saying that to offend anybody or call anybody out on it, but so many times we're just part of the society who we want that instant gratification, and people sign up to do this and think, okay, I'm just getting there. I'm just going to get right to the top. And you have to work. Whether you work the business part-time or full-time or whatever it might be, you still have to do work. And this wheel will help you figure out when you're going to do that work, what part of you need to do that work on. So really, it's about getting out of your comfort zone, changing your mindset, and that's something that can be very difficult. And I'm crazy, and people that come to my house are probably like, this crazy chick has these sayings all over her house. And I do, right by my bed, and I can see my light switch over there. There's a sign that says, your kids decide the value that you give them. And that really hit home for me the other day, because I mean, I love my babies more than anything in this entire world. And sometimes I don't think that I always share that with them. So they help me all the time in the mornings, and I take that for granted. I just assume that they're going to help me, and I don't thank them like I should. And I want them to know that I do value them. So seeing that before I leave my bedroom in the morning, that's helped me a little bit. So if you need to put little signs around to help you change your mindset and how you look at things, then do it. And, you know, I have a really quickie, bizarre story about changing your mindset. I got a road rage thing going on, and I saw someone post the other day about them getting road rage in the aisles at Walmart, which is totally true on my part too. But a couple years ago, okay, it was actually a long time. I was in college, and my brother and I were coming home from hockey practice, and we pulled into the driveway, and we got out of the car, and we actually saw our dog get hit by a car. So I went and I sat with Sadie, and my brother ran up to the house, and he got my parents, and we loaded her into the car, and my dad drove as fast as he could, like a maniac, to the animal hospital. Talking like, yes, he stopped at the red lights, but if there were no cars coming, he went through them. We went through parking lots to try to get around other cars, and I can probably count on both hands how many middle fingers we were given that day. But that changed my mindset on how I looked at other people driving. And I know it sounds really silly, but now when I see someone speed past me, and it's been a while, it's been over 15 years, and but if I see someone, I think to myself, okay, maybe there's a reason that they are trying to get to where they need to go as fast as they are. So it's really just about changing your mindset. And if you need some cue cards to help you do that, then do it. I mean, I have a little one in my car that says gratitude, or use kind words, or fill their emotional banks. I have next to my wall right here. First of all, that's a sweet painting that I painted, Painting with a Twist. And then those right there, those are my positive affirmations that I see every morning when I get up. And when I get out of bed, I look at it and I try to say them out loud. I know I hate that word, try. My goal is to say them out loud every morning, and sometimes I forget, and when I come back in later on, then I catch up again, but it's just a cue card for me. Okay, so what do? It's all about planning, and planning can be sort of hard sometimes if you don't know where to start. So you are going to, I know what I did. I got a notebook. Okay, I got a binder. Let's not lie about it. I got a big binder, and I filled it with loose leaf paper, and I use that to take my notes on. And one of the reasons I do it is because I can take the papers out when I feel like it, or take it here and there when I need to go somewhere. And I also have all my training materials in here too, which is really helpful. But what Steve has encouraged us to do is to create not just a business plan, but a life and business plan. And my husband was like, oh, what, we got to plan everything out now? And yeah, you sort of do. Unfortunately, again, going back to, we live in a society where we are just moving all the time, especially if you have kids and they're into activities, or even if they're not yet and they're still tiny babies, it's still this constant battle with time. So being organized and being prepared and planning is going to save you time in the long run. So really, he breaks it down into 5 sections, having a dream or a vision list. And we've talked about that before, where you have a vision board, just something, a list of what you desire. What is it that you want to achieve? And make this list, don't half-ass it. Get in there and really sit down. Make yourself your favorite drink, or your favorite food, or your favorite snack, whatever it is, and go to your happy place and sit down and make that list. And don't make it what you think everybody else wants you to have. Make it what you want. Do you want to get a massage once a month? Write it. That's only because I really would like a massage right now. That's what made me think of that. Do you want a cleaning lady? Do you want a new vehicle? Do you want to go on at least one trip a year? Do you want to buy a new house? Do you want to go to Target whenever you feel like it? Do you want to pay for your child's extracurricular activity? Whatever it is that you want. Do you want to pay cash for Christmas? Yes, I'm giving myself props right now. Woo, woo. Yeah, I can't believe I'm doing that. I paid cash for Christmas this year, and I'm so psyched about it. And I have Pig Zebra to thank. So, yeah, I paid cash for Christmas. The first year I've ever done that. Okay, sorry. All right, so really you're just making that itemized list about what you want to achieve, what kind of experiences you want to have, what kind of dreams you have. And then we're going to talk about this next call. Steve sort of, and the more he talked about it, the more I got it. He talked about not calling them goals, but intentions. So you would actually make your intentions list, a prioritized list of your values. And I actually needed a list of values so that I could see, and once I saw that, I thought, okay, yeah, you know what, that is something is really important to me. So that's, to make sure you have a values list. And of course, as with everything, an action plan. And then making sure that you have daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly activities and tasks that are going to help you get to your intention, to meet your intention. It's just pretty much a prioritized list of scheduled activities that are required so that you can complete what it is that you're working towards. All right, so one, we want to distinguish what your dreams are, and that is, what was my favorite quote? I have it on my wall downstairs. Yes, I do. It was, oh my goodness, it's going to slip my mind. I'll come back to it. I'll have it for next week, I promise. But, okay, so let's talk about our why. Life doesn't change unless we change. So we're going to keep going at the rate that we're going unless we make some sort of change. So you really can think about your dreams fitting into these categories. What you would like to have or own, what you want to do or experience, where you would like to go or travel, who you would like to be or become, and what you would like to contribute. And then if you're talking leaders, then there's some other things that you could talk about, like group awards, promotions, how many people that are going on a trip from your team, etc. So leadership, you might take it from a different standpoint, but we're just talking basic goals right now, or basic dreams right now. We talked about your life wheel, and then, like I said, you want to schedule some time to just sit down and really focus on giving those a numerical order of 1 to 10 or 0 to 10, whatever it would be, and filling that in and seeing how bumpy your wheel is and seeing what you could do to fix those so that they are even for what's good for you. Okay, we're going to skip intentions for this time around, but one of the big things is making a schedule. So I tried. I mean, not tried. I'm doing it. I am doing it. I'm currently making this schedule. And one of the most important things that you can do for yourself is schedule time for yourself. So those of you that are on the team, that are on Facebook, you probably have noticed that I do not answer calls anymore on Thursday evenings, or really emails. You might not really see me on Facebook after 4 o'clock on Thursdays, because I have scheduled every Thursday in my book as an appointment, family time. And you can think about it and go, oh, Jessica had to schedule family time, like, oh, I have family time all the time. That's great. I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't 100% sure on how to organize my life, so I scheduled family time. And what we've been doing is we've been playing a game. We do family game night. And again, going back to my wheel, my goal is that if I can schedule that family time, friends and family time, that my, what was a 5 will go up to maybe 6, 7, or 8. So now my kids know that I'm not touching my cell phone when we're playing those games, and I've made them my center of attention during that particular, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is out of that week. That is their time. Now, do we do other stuff throughout the week? Absolutely. But during that time, there's no other disruptions. It's just our family. So scheduling family time, that's huge. The other one that's super huge is scheduling me time. So as you know, I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. So usually Sunday nights from 9 to 11 is me time. And I also use that as spouse time, because Brad and I both sit and watch. We don't talk to each other, though, because we're just like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. And I do tend to get on Twitter just really so I can follow tweets and see what other people are saying about it. But that's my time. And now that Walking Dead is not on, I schedule an hour, 8:30 to 9:30. That's Jessica time. I have not been good at doing that. But that's my time where I'm going to take a bath, an uninterrupted bath, no little fingers under the doors or anything like that. I'm going to paint my toenails, and if I can stop biting them, I'm going to paint my fingernails. I might even do my eyebrows, whatever it is, but I'm going to do Jessica for 1 hour. Uninterrupted. If I have to lock myself in a bathroom and sit on the floor and read a book, then that's what I'm going to do. But that's my time. If I want to color, yes. If I want to color, whatever it is, that's my time, 1 hour out of the week. Now, what I did wrong was I used pencil for my me time instead of penning myself in my book. So when I start the rest of my schedule, I will be penning myself in instead of penciling myself in, because I feel like by me putting it in pencil gave me that opportunity to erase it and put it somewhere else instead of keeping it as a schedule. Now, Steve recommends, and it's going to suck for the very beginning, it does, but once you do it, then you're only planning a week at a time. He recommends you plan 6 weeks out. So your fixed appointments, pen those in. Those are, I don't care, work, extracurricular activities with your kids, gym time, whatever it is. If it is not something that can be changed, pen that in. And then start making your schedule. If you're going to do opportunity meetings, if you're going to do mentoring phone calls, if you are going to take a training, whatever it might be, that's where you're scheduling those out 6 weeks out. Now, parties, we schedule 90 days out, so just keep that in mind too. Make sure that you are scheduling your parties. You want your calendar 90 days full. You don't like to erase or white out your calendar and for your parties, like if somebody cancels. I found those little tiny Post-it notes, and I think I showed you guys this before, and I don't have that book with me because I'm not in my correct area. But they're like little arrow Post-it notes almost. They're real skinny. They're like this fat. I started writing my hostesses' names on those and using those in my calendar, and then I do have their information, elsewhere in my ARC planner. But that way, if they cancel, I can just pull that off, and I can put it on my recall sheet to reschedule parties. So then I'm not scribbling stuff out in my planner because it drives me crazy, especially with the new planner coming out. Yes. Right now I'm carrying 2 around, and that sucks. All right. So planning. We're scheduling time for ourselves, at least 1 hour a week. We're scheduling time for our friends and family. That's 1 hour a week, or whatever you want to do. I do an evening. I got to the point where I made a list of my administrative work duties that I do. So making packets, writing posts, trolling Facebook. Yes, I say trolling Facebook because it's part of my job. Okay, you want to take maybe 30 minutes a day if you can. Scroll through people's stuff. See what they're talking about. Comment, post, share. You're building relationships on social media. That's another thing that we've talked about too with social media, and we'll have another one of those trainings coming up shortly. But making sure that you're using your time appropriately. So if you have to set an alarm so that you know, okay, here's my 10-minute warning. I only have 10 more minutes left on Facebook, so I need to stop watching cat videos and do what I'm supposed to be doing, or whatever it might be. What other administrative duties do I have? There's a really cool thing through Facebook. It's called Post Planner, and it's a couple bucks a month. Do I think it's worth it? Yes. Did I buy it yet? No. It's on my list for things to do tomorrow. But you can pre-plan posts a day in advance, a week in advance, a month in advance, so that way you're not sitting on Facebook every single day posting to your team page or your fan page or even your personal page. You have different things that you can post to. So just making sure that you're using your time wisely. And sometimes it is worth $20 a month to save 15 hours a week. I mean, I forget the crazy statistic of how long we are on social media in a day. And I'm thinking, when do we work? When do we do stuff? So, but a lot of people do a lot of their business on Facebook, and so it's or Twitter or whatever it might be. Even like car companies, all these businesses, they all have Facebook pages now, and they pay someone to update their social media sites. That's their job, is to work their social media sites. So we're small businesses. It's our job to work our social media sites. So Post Planner does help save time. And you can just either Google it or you can type it up in the search bar of Facebook, and it's called Post Planner. Okay, so those are some of the administrative work things I do. Then I have an administrative home list. Balancing my checkbook. No, I'm not 80 years old. Yes, I still balance a checkbook. Please don't make fun of me. Cleaning, you know, I can clean a bathroom in 15 minutes, like hardcore clean a bathroom in 15 minutes. I do it. I set my alarm 15 minutes before my kids get up, and I get up, actually 30 minutes before, and you know, I just relax, might get downstairs, check my email real quick, and then I clean a bathroom, because I don't know when else throughout my day that I can fit that in. So goes back to Belinda Ellsworth's Power Hour. I'm not going to waste 15 minutes. So I know that I can clean a bathroom if I focus, and that's what I'm going in there for. And I got my stuff, everything. I go in, 15 minutes, I'm done. Here we go. Now what are we going to do? Now it's time to get dressed, feed the kids, get them ready for school. They're usually ready for school 30 minutes before they have to go, which several things can happen in this 30 minutes. One, I can fit in a 30-minute kickboxing video so I can get my workout out of the way. Two, while I'm doing that, one of my kids gets on First and Math, their math website for school, and gets their 15 minutes in, while the other one does 15 minutes of reading, and then after that, they flip-flop. So everybody has a job in the morning. I don't let my kids watch TV in the mornings anymore because it was just, like, too much. So, okay. So really, again, going back to planning, 2016, we're going to work all about scheduling. So we're going to schedule time to re-energize our mind, our body, our soul. Yes, I'm going to go there. You go to church? Go to church. You know, I have a hard time. I schedule vendor events on Sundays. So we started to go on Saturdays when I do that. Or if you don't go to church and you just have, you know, some kind of spiritual thing that you do, whether it's meditating or just some sort of relaxation, that you take that time for yourself. Okay, maybe you do music, maybe listen to music, maybe take a 20-minute power nap. Go get a massage, do some exercising, whatever it might be. Okay, so challenge number one, we're gonna make that schedule. Schedule time to re-energize yourself and making it all about you. Okay, so you want to have one self-care ritual every week for the next 4 weeks. I dare you to do it. Now, don't put one in every day, because that's not really fair, but one a week. The second one, you are going to design your life 6 weeks out. It sucks, man. It does. That first 6 weeks is hard. And then, after this week is over, you go to your last week, right? That's what I'm saying. So, okay, we're on 1 through 6. So when we get done with week 1, we go to the end of week 6, and we plan that following week out. So once you get those first 6 out of the way, you're golden. Then you're only planning a week at a time. We talked about our fixed activities. Those are our meetings. Those are conference calls. Guess what, guys? Schedule me in 9 o'clock Mondays. If you can't be there, then go to YouTube. Schedule yourself a time to rewatch our videos. Conference calls for Pink Zebra. You know that if you're a leader, it's going to be, well, it's tomorrow night, but I forget what it is, the second full week Tuesday or something along those lines. But it's always on ZebraNet. The consultant call, it's the same time. Check it out. New consultant call, it's the same time. Check it out. Put it in your calendar. Don't schedule parties for that night unless they're Facebook parties, but really use that time. I mean, you're investing in you, you're investing in your business, and you're investing in yourself, which goes back to our life wheel here. What? That's I'll find it, your personal growth and spirituality. That's going to help, that'll build that section up, and in turn build up your career section as well. And if you really like it, I know Lindsay and I, we like to text back and forth, so sometimes that builds my friends and family one. Now that my husband's a leader, we watch the webinars together. So again, we're doing some stuff together. So really, as you start working on one of these sections of your wheel here, you're going to see the other sections start to grow and get better as well. Oh, crud, where'd it go? Okay, here it is. Anything really, like if you go to church, schedule it in. If you have another job, schedule it in. If you have housework to do, schedule it in. Okay, so you're going to make that schedule 6 to 8 weeks out. He has a quote in here from Tony Robbins that says, Americans have the greatest opportunities in the world and the most challenging schedules. We must plan our life by scheduling everything and then commit to it 85% of the time and be flexible with ourselves and others 15% of the time. So yeah, we're going to write it all down. And 85% of the time, we're going to follow that schedule. But it's okay if we don't follow it 100% of the time. Don't let your schedule make or break you. We want to design some boundaries. We want to schedule our life, our kid time, our spouse time, our self time, our home admin, all that stuff that I just talked about. We're just sort of going over that again. Be in the moment. Stop multitasking. So hard for me. But boy, do you get better stuff done if you don't multitask. Concentrate on what you're doing. And when your time's up for that project, then stop. So if your job at 7 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock at night is to be working on emails, don't answer your phone. I mean, even if it's business related, that's why we have voicemail. Go back, let them leave a voice message, and then you call them back when you're done with that set activity. Make sure that you're not offering to do things or agreeing to do things unless you are 100% certain. Create space for the roles and activities that are most important to you. Okay, what was this one? Oprah. This is a quote from Oprah. She said it well in her article in O magazine. In order for you to say yes to the parts of your life that give you passion, you must say no to the activities, beliefs, and relationships that don't serve you. She also went on to say that women in America have 10 times the obligations and expectations of men. We need to write stuff down. The biggest lie you tell yourself is that you're going to remember that tomorrow. Write it down. The most successful people, and I have done my research, and everything that I have Googled, so it has to be true, it's been on the internet, about successful people, is that then before they go to bed, they make a list of the things that they are going to do tomorrow. And they have 2 parts to their list. Their fixed list, which is before the end of the day tomorrow, these things are going to be done. And their intentional list, which is if all this stuff gets done, I intend to do these things. So these ones can sort of be shucked off if I don't have time, but this side here, I'm doing it. So, and what they'll do is they'll make a list of all the stuff they have to do tomorrow, and then they'll take that list and they'll rewrite it, prioritize it, and say, okay, number 1, I gotta get this done. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it helps them prepare. And then they go to bed, they sleep soundly, they get up the next morning, boom, there's their list, and they are ready to roll. Okay, so plan by design. Another quote, a bunch of confused people, even in numbers, aren't strong. Get a whole bunch of confused people together and see how much clarity comes out of it. In other words, you just can't add one more confused person to the pot and expect to get any more clarity. One standing outside of the confused group who is clear is more powerful than a million who are confused. So, don't confuse yourself, and don't get around a bunch of other people who are confused. Write your list out, make your plan, and go from there. It is all about the planning. Steve has clients that have had the greatest success and attract their intent, and we'll talk about intentions later. They all honor the value of planning. Watch especially the newer ones, any new workout video. It's all about planning. any of the new diets out there. It's all about planning your food. Any of the new, really anything, it all comes down to planning. Know your entire day the night before with no exceptions. Oh, okay, we talked about that. The list gets you off your own back, so you're not nagging yourself. Like, you know that this is what you have to do. Who are you going to attempt to connect with tomorrow, and what do you plan on getting out of that? So if you have a list to make 5 follow-up phone calls, write their names down. What is your intention with them? What is your plan? Who's on that contact list? Are they going to be, don't just write, I'm going to make follow-up phone calls. Give yourself an idea. Write the names of those people down. Is it party calls? Is it recruiting calls? Is it customer leads? Is it just to say thank you or happy holidays or whatever it might be? It's an intentional follow-up that you're making. Okay, so you're creating your contact list 24 hours in advance. You're scheduling time in your calendar to make those connection calls, text, Facebook messages, whatever it might be. You're doing that 6 weeks in advance. You want to design an ideal environment for yourself when you're doing these things. Make your favorite drink, put on your favorite jam, get in the zone, and make it fun for yourself. Hey, why don't you light some, sprinkles while you're at it too? Get your favorite scent rolling. Get yourself psyched up. What else? Get a script. Yes, write a script. I can't tell you how, and again, this goes back to planning. His big thing is if you're the lead in a play, right, you practice your lines until you know it over and over and over again. And if you haven't watched Wolf on Wall Street, you should. It is got some really bad language in it. If you can get past that, it's a really good movie. And it was pretty much this guy's whole thing centered around a script that he taught a whole bunch of other people, and that's why they were so successful. So write a script. And if you don't know how to write it, message one of us. Like, hey, does anybody have an idea? What do you say when people ask you what you do? Okay, write it down. Say it out loud. Record yourself saying it, and then play it back, and then go, oh, wait, that doesn't sound right, and then fix it. And then write it on a note card and take it with you wherever you go. You have a couple extra minutes while you're sitting in a red light, boom. Oh, my name is Jessica Lynch, and I'm a coach and mentor for the most amazing home fragrance company in the United States right now. It's great. I love what I do. I get to coach men and women on becoming financially free and really on how to work for themselves, and it's really rewarding. I love what I do. And I didn't say anything about selling candles. Okay, so you need to change your mindset. Like, what are you going for? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to sell candles, or are you trying to help other people get to where they want to be in their life? So that's another topic that we can talk about at another time. What kind of script do you have for your parties? Do you know what you want to say at your parties? Okay, I'm bad. I'm a bad person. Went to reunion, got all this amazing information from Mary Christensen, came home, made note cards, read some more books, made note cards. I'm like, this is what I'm going to say. When I go to a party, I'm going to get there, I'm going to do this. But for the last 2.5 years, I've been doing that. So when I had my first party when I came back, and I had those note cards, and I was like, oh, I don't know, forget it. I'm just going to go back to what I was doing. Okay, obviously nothing's going to change. I didn't change anything, so I'm going to get the same results that I was getting before. So I didn't practice. I took some note cards and just thought that I was going to wing it with my note cards. So it goes back to practicing and planning. Write out what you're going to say. What are you going to do for your parties? Practice it. Carry those note cards around. Take a couple extra minutes. Are you in the bathroom drying your hair? Yes, I read a book while I dry my hair because it used to be longer. And, it would take me like an hour to get my hair done, dried and straightened, whatever. It's like an hour of wasted time. So, of course, I multitask, right? And I get my book out, dry my hair, and I'm reading. Before, it was just like fiction books, but now I try to do the nonfiction. So every once in a while, I gotta like highlight while I'm drying. But now I have my note cards in there, and I talk to myself the whole time I'm in there, or I make my kids ask me questions, and then I talk to them about it. So it's really about practicing makes perfect. Okay. I think that we are going to, I don't know if I want to stop there. We are going to stop with that. So quick recap, because I got 5 more minutes. Quick recap. You're going to plan your day. Your challenge is to plan your next 6 weeks. You're going to incorporate you time for 1 hour a week. You're going to incorporate family time for whatever you want to do. If you want to do an hour, an afternoon, an evening, whatever it is. Does that mean that you can't have any extra? No, that doesn't mean that. That means that is uninterrupted time for you and your family. That other one is uninterrupted time for you. Nobody can bother you during that time. If you have to go drive to a parking lot to take a nap, do it. I've done that before. The library parking lot, set my alarm. Like someone's going to knock on my door and, what's going on? I'm taking a nap. I have 2 kids at home. I'm taking a nap in your parking lot. You are going to plan out your day, plan out your tomorrow the night before, and make your list and stick to it. So really, again, one last time, it goes back to planning. If you aren't on our page, if you are on our page, go to our event section and print out your wheel or make your own wheel. But it's on Google if you want to see what all the different sections are, if you can't really see mine. And that's it. So I would love to hear on our page or in the comments somewhere once you get back to YouTube, see what you've done. And then let's check back in a month and see if you think that it has helped you at all. But I dare you to do this for 1 month. Not dare. I double dog dare you to do it for a month. I challenge you. All right, guys. Best of luck. I'm telling you, it has drastically helped me. If nothing else, it's helped me in different sections of my wheel that I didn't even realize were jacked up. So thank you, Steve Wiltshire, for helping me try to get my life organized and my business and my life plan. All right, guys. Talk to you later.